Hi, everybody. Welcome to Caddy Hour. This is Pam and Carissa and Carmina with
Hi,
Cocotherapy. How are you guys?
we're doing good. How are you doing,
I'm
Pam?
doing great. I'm very, very, very excited to see you. And we're just going to give people a few minutes to hop on. So I'm going to pull up the phone and just kind
Okay.
of watch the comments as they come through.
Okay.
Let me see
I,
if I
I
can.
shared your link on the Cocotherapy page, but I don't know if people will see it. I really don't know how to run it simultaneously. I'm not a big Facebook expert, so I
Okay,
just,
well, let me
you know.
see if I can share your page too, because I had the option to do that. I
Okay.
may, let's see if I can do that while I'm here,
Okay.
while people are hopping on.
Right.
Let's see. We might. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Cross post two more pages. Let's try while people are hopping on.
Okay.
No, it's not pulling that. It's not letting me do that.
Is this being recorded, by the way?
It is being recorded.
Okay.
It's recording on my Perfectly Holistic page,
Okay.
so people can go back and watch it later.
Okay. At least that's good. And we
Yeah,
could share the link if we have to,
yeah. I
like
mean,
after the fact,
you can
right?
also go in on your page just on your phone or whatever and just say, "Hey, join us," and we're live.
Okay.
Let me see if there's anything else I can do on my end to help you. Let's see. No? Okay.
Okay. I mean, I put join us now, we're live, but then honestly, and it's basically I shared a link to your post earlier, but
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not the Facebook expert, but
trust
that's
me.
all right. If people don't know what I'm doing, I'm just like putting stuff on, posting here and there.
I know. It's just one of those weird things, you know. We live and we learn while we get through all of this.
Yeah,
So, you know, it is what it
right.
is. Let's see. Let me go in and see if there's anything else we can pull up. And
Okay.
okay, let's see if I can find. Denise Griffin is here. Hey, Denise. Thanks for joining us.
Yay. Hi,
Yay.
Denise.
Hopefully, people are starting to pop on. So, yeah, let's see here. Frame for a second. And while this is loading, let me see if I can help the frame speed real quick. That may not happen today. So,
So when people ask questions, Pam, it's not going to appear in our little Google Meet thing, right? It's going to appear on your Facebook, and you'll be able to see the questions from there.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Fine. And then you'll pretty much relay it to us because we can't see that.
yes, yes. I'm
Okay.
trying to watch as they pop in. So Pam is
Perfect.
here. Hi Pam, nice to have you here. I like your name.
I thought you were talking to yourself for a minute there.
And Marissa and Lindsay are jumping on. Hey Linz. And all their kitty cats, hopefully they're watching too, because we can have some really cool things to share with you guys. So yeah, this will be fun. How was your week?
It's busy, very busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we came from Atlanta last week. We were traveling, so it's always good to be home. But yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yes, there's nothing like having your own bed to sleep in.
yep,
And all
yep,
your pets
yeah,
and all your babies, you know.
yep,
You
yep,
miss
yeah,
them
exactly.
so
One right
much.
here.
Yes, we just miss them so much when we travel. So we started traveling with all our pets. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, tell me. Fiona, right?
That's Fiona. Yes, that's her.
Fiona.
You met her.
I
Yep,
did
yes, she is.
meet you. Yes,
Yes,
she's
look
so
at you.
cute. So cute.
She knows it's a show about cats, but she loves cats. So
I
she's
know.
Here.
she's
My
she's
cats
a,
might show up soon when it gets closer to 8 o'clock. When it's close to their dinner time,
yeah.
they're gonna start walking in front of the screen. You know how cats are.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You start bugging us.
They do.
So,
They do. That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Lindsay says Fiona's the best behaved dog ever.
She is. I have to admit.
She
Fiona.
is. She's about the size of a kitten.
Yeah, smaller.
Small.
She's
Yes.
smaller than my cat. One cat.
Yes. Now tell us about your pets. So I know you have 2 kitties.
Mhm.
And you have Fiona, right? So
I do. I did have a cat he passed away a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. He is 19 and a half, so he lived a very full life.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's really sad. You wish they could live forever. Yeah. So it was really
know.
tough. Was it a couple of weeks ago? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a blur, but yeah, he was 19 and a half. He had, he had the typical old age conditions, but he was healthy.
Kidney, thyroid, which we'll talk about more. But he loved his coconut oil. I honestly think it did a lot to help him. But we'll get into that later.
It definitely did. But I felt like he lived till the very end as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
So it was like pretty quick almost.
Well, you were doing everything right,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now I just have Fiona.
Yeah.
But when I'm ready, I'm definitely going to get another cat. But she's got 2 cats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us about your cats. Hi, Jody. Hi, Nicole.
My boy is about 6 years old. He's a Scottish straight.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you've seen the Scottish folds with the folded ears.
Yes.
He's got the straight ears.
Okay.
So he's 6. He looks a little bit like Grumpy Cat.
Yeah.
But he's so naughty. He's a bottomless pit. He eats everything in sight. He steals food. We can't leave any food on our counter, including bread in the toaster. He'll pull bread out of the toaster.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, he's bad. Yeah, he's really bad. And then my little girl Scarlett, I have another Scottish straight. She's 2.5 years old. She's the baby.
Mm-hmm.
She's a sweetheart, and I love her. She's like mommy's girl. Where are they anyway? I saw them skulking around.
Are they? Yeah, probably sleeping until they get hungry, right? And want a snack.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
And they're all coconut oil kitties.
Of course.
Since I've gotten them, they love it. They're healthy, no hairballs, great GI, beautiful skin. The whole thing.
I do. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I like how they can be your little taste testers whenever you want to experiment with something new.
Yeah, exactly. Except Sebastian, because he likes everything. Not discriminating. No, he's not.
Well, that's kind of nice.
Scarlett, meanwhile, Scarlett is a little bit picky. She's a good tester. Yeah.
Oh.
But Sebastian, forget it. He'll eat a banana. That cat will eat everything.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a cat who liked fruit. He liked apples and watermelon, and he liked peaches. He would lick. He would lick them, And he liked. What else did he like? He liked banana. He liked peanut butter.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. I think he was really a dog.
Yeah, that was Sebastian. I think he's my dog for now.
Exactly. Well, we have got some more people on. I want to say hi to Nicole and Kathy and Anna. How are you guys? I hope everyone's had a great week. I know it's been kind of a crazy month in the world, but we move on. We keep going, and
it's October 1st.
It's October. I cannot believe we are in the final quarter of 2021.
Can you imagine?
No, wow. From here to the end of the year, it's just going to be like a snowball,
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Super fast. Yeah.
Super
fast. Scaring me. It's like, slow down.
I know. I'm already having to plan like stuff I'm going to do for the holidays for the company and promotions and bundles and You know,
Mhm.
it's going to be here before I know it. So I don't want to put it off.
Right.
You know? We'll be
Definitely.
going, I got to come up with something now, you know?
Exactly.
So, oh yeah, okay. And let me see. Oh, what? Look at this. Can y'all see this little orange?
Oh my goodness.
Pumpkin
Yes.
bed.
So
Oh, that is cute.
That's
It is
adorable.
so soft. We just got it today, and
Oh,
it is
cute.
our new item that's on sale in our store.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that is cute.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
I pulled
Yeah.
it out of the box and fluffed it up, and then like within 2 seconds, one of my cats just crawled in, and he just like sat there, and he's like looking.
Oh, that's adorable.
And then
Cat.
the smaller one, she found it, and she sat in there with her head sticking out, and she's like, her little paws crossed, and she's like, looking.
Aw.
I think it's a hit.
In there.
So yeah, it's going to be a hit for sure.
Yeah,
It
so
will.
for sure.
Yeah.
How many cats do you have, Pam?
We have 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The other one's sitting over here on a little pillow. She's the queen. She's the spoiled little girl. So it's all good. It's all good.
Mhm.
Okay, well, we have some people on. So tell us how you guys got started. Tell us your story.
You want to start?
Yeah, well, we are from a family of coconut growers,
Mm-hmm.
and they're from the Philippines. So we're a 3-generation coconut plantation farmers.
Oh, cool.
So it's been part of our family for a long time. My grandma started it, but the thing is, we didn't start Cocotherapy until 2009.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so coconut oil was always part of our life. We always knew about the health benefits from my grandmother, and most everybody from the Philippines understands the benefits of coconut oil.
Mm-hmm.
But so when we came here, I got a Yorkie around that time. Her name was Violet, and when she was a year old, she had the worst allergies. So it was just her immune system, mainly environmental allergies. So at that time, I was just horrified. She's supposed to be a Yorkie with beautiful hair, and then she's
Right.
scratching, and her hair wasn't growing. It was a nightmare. So at that time, I took her to a conventional vet,
Yeah.
and as what they would do typically is put her on prednisone.
Right.
So it worked in the beginning, of course, because it's suppressing her immune system. But the thing is, every time we tried to wean her off the pred, her itching and scratching will come back.
Ugh.
So I knew we had to do something. I mean, here's a little Yorkie. She was 4 pounds on pred at 1 year old. And it's like she could not be on pred for the rest of her life.
No.
So that's really bad. So we took her to a holistic veterinarian.
Mm-hmm.
Happened to be Dr. Karen Becker, which
Are you
Yeah.
kidding?
my very first holistic vet. Oh yeah.
Oh
Can you
my
imagine? That's how long
gosh.
ago we knew her. Probably even before
Yeah.
2009.
Yeah.
So we went to her.
Before we started.
Yeah, and
Cocotherapy.
she started educating us on the immune system and natural holistic
Yeah.
health and
health.
gut health. And she said one of the things that helps with, let's give her supplements, clean up her diet, which she was eating a pretty decent diet. And she said, let's give her some coconut oil because there's lauric acid.
It'll help her skin.
Yep.
And help the skin. And it's the same, and lauric acid helps with immune system.
Mhm.
So that's when that light bulb went off. Carmina and I looked at each other like, wait a minute, did you say coconut oil? You know how it's one of those things where you take things for granted?
Yeah.
If it's been in your family for
Yeah.
so long, you
Yeah.
just totally look at other things.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, when we were growing up, my grandmother would use coconut oil for everything.
Hmm.
So she would use it on us and her little kids, on her pets.
I mean, even the cats at the farm and things, and the farm animals, they got the scraps of coconut and they were healthy.
And
But
they
then
got coconut oil.
we
Yeah.
didn't put it, you don't put one and one together
Two and-
until somebody said
Yeah.
something.
Right.
And then we said, oh my goodness, we have coconut oil from the Philippines that we bring over here. So
Mhm.
we started Violet and coconut oil. Long story short, we were able to wean her off the prednisone
Oh,
with just coconut oil and a really good diet.
wow.
Her hair grew, and that was the start of everything. Now the trick was when we ran out of the coconut oil we always bring from the Philippines from our family's facility,
Mhm.
we went to the grocery store to buy, the coconut oil, the food grade oil we see there.
Yeah.
Then we noticed there was a change, a little bit different, because while she was still managed a little bit, her itching and scratching still came back. So we knew there was a difference, and we thought, what kind of oil is this, and what's the difference? So we went back to my family and asked them, and they said that the oil differs very much in lauric acid levels. So depending on how it's made, what it's made for, and our oil is considered a therapeutic grade oil. So we have higher lauric acid. Oh, there's your big, that looks like my.
She's the little one. This is the little one. No, she didn't want.
It kind of looks like
I'm gonna call Scarlett. She'll be here. So yeah, they look, when you see Scarlett, you're gonna see. Did she have blue eyes? I didn't see her eyes.
Oh
She
yeah,
does.
yeah.
I love blue-eyed cats. They're
Yes.
both my thing. Yep. So long story short, we found out there's a huge difference in coconut oil. We said, you know what, we got to bring this bottle in. People thought that we were giving some to our friends. It worked beautifully, and that's how Cocotherapy started. You know, it's one of those things.
There
This is
she
Scarlett.
is. Oh, baby girl.
I know, this is my baby girl.
Oh,
Really
she's
sweet.
so pretty.
I know, she's so calm. I can do anything to this cat. Cut her nails, do anything.
She's so sweet.
And she's limp too, so she's almost like a rag doll. I used to have rag dolls.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like a rag doll.
Yeah, yep.
But she's not, except she acts like.
hmm
Oh my
super-
gosh, she's so pretty.
She is so sweet.
You're
So-
getting lots of beautiful comments on precious baby girl there.
Yeah, she's my 2-year-old baby. Are you a good girl?
You're a good girl, baby.
I think we're connected. You know how you have a soul cat? I'm sure you know.
I have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love Sebastian. He's a good boy and he's naughty, but there's something special about this one. Like, she knows when I'm off or
Yeah.
upset. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. She's so
So,
pretty. Well, you may have been together in previous lives.
mm,
Just
really?
there's just a bond, you know.
Yeah.
You have a bond with this pet, with an animal. It's just like
Yeah.
you can look into each other's eyes and you just know. You
Yeah,
know what they're
I think so.
thinking. You know what's wrong. You just
hmm
you know, it's a connection.
Yeah.
Here's
Absolutely.
Sebastian. He's not quite as. He's not.
Sebastian.
Okay.
Sebastian,
Like, he's a little bit more squirmy.
Yeah, see how
Yeah.
naughty he
Yeah,
is?
that's how Miss Aylin is. She's like, no, not right now.
Yeah,
Not
but
right now.
see how this one is so limp. She will just like,
She would sit there for hours.
She
mhm,
would.
mhm,
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's a sweetheart.
yeah.
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
Sebastian,
She is welcome to join the party for sure.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Unplug it.
Yeah.
Make a great little model.
Definitely is. You're a good girl.
Adorable. She's
Yeah.
adorable. So, did you ever figure out what was causing your dog's immune issues?
She's just born with it. For her,
Oh, wow. Okay.
genetics. You know, some animals are just born
Mhm.
with the, you know, they have bad immune systems or whatever it was, but
Yeah.
it just
You
started.
know, I'm wondering, when she was younger, though, was she ever put on antibiotics? Because that happened to her cat when he
Mhm.
was
yes.
he was younger, and a vet put him on antibiotics. And you know how once you kill their gut
Yeah.
microbiome,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
over. You can't repeat.
It's
you know,
awful.
once you kill certain bacteria,
Mhm.
it never comes back. So,
Right.
That's it.
so
Yes.
I think that
Thank
might
you.
have happened
It
to
did.
Violet. You know, back then when you didn't
We didn't know
Yeah.
any better.
know any better.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
And
That's it.
vets just would throw antibiotics at them left and right.
Yeah, when she had diarrhea, they put her on metronidazole.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just like,
Fragile.
yeah. I think her gut bacteria
She
got
got wiped out.
yeah. So
That makes sense.
her immune system, she just became like an inflamed little girl.
Oh,
So her
yeah.
immune system, her inflammatory response for everything. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was so much food, but you never know. It was really hard to figure out what was going on. It was
yeah.
environmental. I'm sure it's just a hot mess, really.
Well,
Yeah.
plus your immune system resides in your gut.
exactly.
You know, beneficial gut
Yeah.
bacteria. If it was gone, that's what.
Yeah.
You're right, Carmina. I knew that, but I just think about it
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
You know,
I
of
think
course.
that's what it was. And that same thing happened with Sebastian a little bit. Although luckily we know a lot better now. We've been
Yeah.
adding coconut oil to his diet and trying to boost his immune system as much as possible.
Yeah, he gets the fiber.
His gut health,
Mhm,
I
mhm.
guess, microbiome.
Mhm.
So
that I
That's-
think has helped. But I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, what Carisa was saying is, when we tried the other coconut oils, what we didn't realize, and this is what our family told us in the Philippines, the coconut oil that we produce in the Philippines, we actually supply to the pharmaceutical and nutraceutical industries for ingredients in
Like
baby
lauric acid
formula,
pills.
lauric acid pills, the
Okay.
MCTs in
Monolorin.
the
Mhm.
MCTs in Alzheimer's type of medication. There's a lot of food and medical foods and nutraceuticals and pharmaceuticals that use a lot of MCTs, medium chain fatty acids, or medium chain triglycerides. So
Mhm.
that's basically what we made our coconut oil for.
Oh, wow.
So that's it. That's what
There
we
is a
learned.
difference,
There
for
really
sure.
was a difference, and I think that's when we realized, hey, and I think other animals can probably benefit from using this type of oil too. So
Absolutely.
that's how we started, and Dr. Becker was behind it all the way. She actually
She was the first vet to carry
to
her
carry
oil.
our oil, actually.
She
Yeah.
saw how it worked
Well,
with Violet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that
So,
great?
Yeah, and
Wow.
Unbelievable.
that was the start of everything,
Yeah.
really.
really was. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I just got goosebumps because how amazing that you got to work with like the world's most prominent,
Mhm.
popular, integrative vet on the planet that
Yeah.
is our hero in so many ways.
Mhm. Yeah.
Is doing amazing work and continues to be a great source of education
Yeah. Yes.
to
Yeah.
pet parents. And
Yeah.
oh, I'm so jealous. I wish I had a vet like
She has been
Oh my goodness.
so supportive of us. She's
From the start,
From the very
it's a
beginning.
blessing.
that we met her,
Yeah.
to know her. It's
It was meant to be. It's like
I
our
think
universe
so.
collided. It was just meant to be. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's a good place to start in terms of talking about the benefits of the coconut oil just for pets who might be immunocompromised in some way. Getting
Mhm.
them on the Cocotherapy coconut oil obviously made a difference in your pets. So
Mhm.
it would be worth trying.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
And what I tell people who don't understand coconut oil and they're not sure why it's so beneficial is the medium chain fats in coconut oil, because it is a saturated fat, but it's medium chain, meaning molecularly they're smaller in structure, so it's easier for the animal to assimilate and digest.
Right.
The metabolic pathway of coconut oil is very different from, say, the long chain fats of saturated fats of meat and butter.
Yes.
Very different. And that's one of the reasons why it's very safe for animals to take it, even if they have pancreatitis. It's good for cats. It's very easy for them to metabolize. Now, the thing about the medium chain fats in coconut oil, it's found in mother's milk. So that's what people don't realize. But when they know that mother's milk is very rich in lauric acid and the other capric and caprylic acids, then they make the connection.
Yeah.
Because, when babies drink mother's milk, right,
Yeah.
human and animals, they build a healthy immune system.
Exactly.
It keeps them from getting sick. They don't get bacterial infections. It's antimicrobial. This is why you don't have to give very young puppies and kittens inoculations in the beginning while
Right.
they're on mother's milk.
Exactly.
So that's exactly the same fats in mother's milk that's found in coconut oil. That's why coconut oil is so beneficial. So when people understand that, they're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. And then they can see why it's so healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, is there a specific recommendation for like the amount that you would give a cat or a dog as far as the coconut oil goes? Because I know I've heard if you give way too much, you could have really bad diarrhea. So like sparingly or to build up to a certain amount, like what would you recommend?
Well, here's the thing. Coconut oil, as I said, is very easily assimilated.
Yep.
It's digested differently, and I'll explain why a little bit more. But the general guideline is a teaspoon per 10-pound body weight.
Okay.
And because it's a food supplement, it's not a drug. Every animal's different, right?
Yeah.
So, we say give it to maximum oral tolerance. I'm going to put her down. My arms my biceps are getting, okay, I'll put you down, okay? She's so limp. She could be here the entire time. Okay, Scarlett.
I'll hold her.
Here you go. Good girl. So
So every animal's different. So we say start slow and build up to the teaspoon per 10 pound. And some cats can take a lot more, and some cats will take less just because their coats get greasy.
Yeah.
Like I had 2 Yorkies. One could take a lot more and look gorgeous, and the other one with the same weight, and the other one I had to get less because the oil would start to show on her skin.
Oh wow.
But we've had many stories where somebody left a jar of coconut oil open, and their cat just licked and licked and licked, like practically ate half of it. Write us in a panic saying, "Oh my gosh, my cat licked half the bottle of coconut oil. Is she going to get sick? They have to bring her to the vet." And we said, "No,
She might get some diarrhea,
but just watch her, but don't panic. She's not going to be poisoned or anything."
Right.
And then he writes back and says, 0 diarrhea.
Wow.
But again, this is because her cat was used to taking coconut oil.
Yeah.
So if you have an animal that has never taken coconut oil, obviously you don't want to do that.
It happened to the golden retriever.
Yeah.
Who licked an entire 16-ounce jar of oil and did not have diarrhea.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. But she did tell us her dog had been in coconut oil for a while.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely just building up to it.
Yeah. And the way it is like when you eat fats like butter or saturated fats from meat, and it goes through your intestines, it needs some sort of fat transporter, and it takes it out in your blood, like chylomicrons, right? So it brings that fat out into the blood, which travels through your blood system and goes to your adipose fat tissue, your arteries. Some of them will make its way to the liver, produce some cholesterol, produce ketones and energy, and it's released again. So that's the regular fat, right?
Don't forget.
It needs pancreatic enzymes to be lipase to be digested,
to break down,
and bile acids to be broken down. So that's regular saturated fats. Coconut oil is very different. It doesn't need chylomicrons to be distributed or metabolized by the body. It goes straight through the portal vein to the liver, and then the liver, it breaks down as ketones and used for energy. Feeds the brain. Exactly. So I think that's why
the coconut oil doesn't need pancreatic lipase or pancreatic enzymes or bilayer acids to be digested.
Yeah.
Which is why
that's a good point.
Important.
That's why cats with pancreatitis could use this.
Yes.
Because it won't affect them in a negative way.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's really, really good to know.
Yeah. And people that are concerned about your animals gaining weight, yes, obviously it's got calories.
Yeah.
However, because coconut oil is considered a thermogenic oil, meaning that it burns energy, it converts to ketones and supplies it energy in a different way than glucose does, then they call it thermogenic, meaning it helps regulate your metabolism. So believe it or not, it can even help some animals or people lose weight. As you know, if you swap oils, for example, if you're switching your oil from an oil that's not very healthy, and a lot of people have done this. I know a lot of people have done this for themselves and their animals, especially people if they use corn oil or safflower oil or whatever oil they use,
some sort of vegetable oil,
and
canola.
they swap to coconut oil. They actually end up losing weight, which is pretty remarkable. So even though the calorie per calorie is the same, they'll end up losing weight.
That's so interesting because they talk about using coconut oil a lot in the keto diets, and then promoting that keto diet and weight loss and things like that. So that's really interesting.
Well, the reason why coconut oil is the best oil to use in keto diets is because to get in a state of ketosis, normally you have to cut off, you have to stop your body from producing, from burning or using glucose as a source of energy. So you would decrease your carbohydrates, right? And regulate your protein and increase your fat. That's usually the way to get your body in a state of ketosis to burn ketones. However, coconut oil is the only fat that actually converts to ketones, even if you are producing or using glucose. So that's
that's really interesting. I did not know that.
It is a fat of choice when people do put their animals, especially animals that are on cancer protocols, ketogenic diets. Both cats and dogs can benefit from a keto diet.
Nicole has a question. She says, is it okay to give it to a diabetic cat?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And I know diabetes I mean, cats and dogs get more of a type 2 diabetes where
Yeah.
they either don't produce insulin or become somewhat insulin resistant.
Resistant, right.
Yeah, and what happens is the cells just literally starve for
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
So coconut oil is outstanding for diabetic animals. It
Very
will not
good to know.
increase their glycemic index or the sugar levels in their blood, and it provides an immediate source of energy for the cells.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
And because coconut oil has no sugar, no
Mhm.
carbs, it's zero carbs and
Mhm.
zero sugar. And again, because the energy is coming from ketones and as opposed to glucose, then
Mhm.
it's excellent for diabetic pets. And also one thing to note, the coconut itself, our coconut chips, and we also have a hairball product for cats, being high in fiber, it's actually excellent for diabetic cats because fiber helps regulate blood sugar.
Mhm.
Yes.
So that's why a lot of animals, both cats and dogs, benefit from having fiber to help regulate the blood sugar. So if anybody has a diabetic cat, then we would recommend the coconut oil as well as the coconut fiber.
Yeah, and then the fiber is, I guess it would also be considered a good prebiotic.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fiber will convert to a short chain fatty
Yeah.
acid. It's fermented into the gut, so it becomes basically a substrate for
Yeah.
the beneficial gut bacteria,
Yeah.
and it's food for
A
that.
food
so,
source, right.
Yeah, very good
Yep,
for
you're
that.
right. It's a
Oh,
prebiotic.
that's so where do you buy coconut fiber? Do you guys sell it?
We do.
Yeah, we do.
We have on our website, we have coconut chips.
Okay.
The organic coconut chips. We also have the cat hairball.
Okay.
They're the same product. It's just there's a little bit more oil in the hairball because you know how fiber and oil helps perfectly with the
Right.
hairball.
With fur,
Right.
right. Mhm.
Right. And our coconut chips are very different from the chips you get in the grocery store. So you know those chips you get in the grocery store that are white and in the
Yes.
baking
Baking
aisle.
aisle.
And some
Yeah.
of them are organic, some are not, but they're very white.
Exactly.
Those are so hard to digest for an animal. So if you give that to a cat, chances are they either vomit it out or it's going to come out in the stool the same way it went in.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard. But ours, if you put it in water, it'll not melt.
break down
to
into a
the-
cream of wheat consistency.
Yeah, looks like mashed
Oh.
It
potatoes.
looks like cream of wheat almost when you mix it in with water
Yeah.
or moisture.
Yeah.
But if you do that to the other coconut chips, it
They
won't
won't.
do that. It doesn't do
Yeah.
that. Right.
So ours is very bioavailable. It's
easily on the gut.
Yeah, very easy in the gut. Has some oil, so it's very different from the dehydrated chips you get in the
Yeah.
supermarket.
That's very good to know because I know that a lot of cats get constipated, especially the
Yeah.
older cats. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
need to have that regular source of
Mhm.
fiber, even if it's like every other day. Like one of
Yeah.
mine, my oldest, she needs a little help every other
Mhm.
day. And I
Yeah.
don't want to give her pumpkin all the time. And I don't want to, so I've been kind of rotating between psyllium husk fiber and pumpkin, but I've been wanting to try some other types of fiber sources as well. So I think we're going to look into trying some of your coconut fiber.
Yeah.
Well, because my cat that I was
Yeah.
telling you earlier, Pam, who was 19 and a half, who just
Yeah.
recently passed away,
Yeah.
he had issues with, I mean, being a senior cat, they always have a hard, issues with constipation.
Mhm.
However, because he also was hyperthyroid, but it was regulated.
Yep.
He did have a stage 2 kidney disease, which
We
stage
managed.
2 is which we
That's
managed very
awesome.
well. He did have pancreatitis as well. So
he had it all.
he had it all, I know, but at 19 and a half, what do you
Yeah.
expect? But everything was managed well. And he also was constipated chronically.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, my veterinarian would say to give him Miralax.
Mhm.
And, so you could do
Yeah.
the Miralax route. And, but what I did was I used our coconut oil and our coconut fiber, our cat hairball formula. And that really kept him regular because without that, he literally would strain so badly. It was like,
It breaks your heart.
yeah. So I had to get to the right dose so that he would, you have to find the perfect balance for the
Yeah.
amount of oil and fiber.
Mhm.
And yeah, so that was perfect. And the reason why I didn't want to use, well, first of all, he didn't like pumpkin. So if
Yeah.
you have a cat that doesn't like pumpkin, then,
Some
it's kind
cats
of
don't.
tough. But, yeah. And then the psyllium husk, it is a great source of fiber, but the reason why I didn't want to give psyllium husk long term is because psyllium husk and a lot of fibers like psyllium husk and grain fibers contain a lot of phytic acid,
And phytic acid binds to trace minerals like zinc and iron, and it depletes your body of the trace minerals.
Yeah.
So although psyllium husk is good, short term or in a pinch when you want, quick fiber, it's something you can give long term as a supplement to add to the food long term. It's definitely, I wouldn't recommend it to kittens unless it's a one time or, a short time. But that's the reason why I didn't want to give psyllium husk either.
Whereas coconut fiber doesn't have psyllium husk.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, no, it doesn't have phytic acid.
Phytic acid. It doesn't have phytic acid.
Acid. Yeah. So you can actually give it long term, and it's safe for kittens as well.
Interesting. Does that, and I guess that's also indicated, like for some clients who have diarrhea, so just the opposite condition, if they need to foam it up a little bit, adding that back into it daily can also help reverse diarrhea.
It can. Yeah, because coconut has both soluble and insoluble fiber, so it can help with both diarrhea and constipation.
That's excellent. Are there any other illnesses or diseases, maybe like hyperthyroidism, or I don't know, other illnesses that you guys have found that the coconut oil or the coconut products really, really benefit?
Yes. Well, I guess because she had 2 cats prior to these ones that were seniors and also passed away in the past that did really remarkably well with coconut oil. Yeah. But one thing I do have to mention, my cat that just passed away, he had, and this is not very common in cats to have cognitive decline as like dogs do basically, but they still do. Yeah. And he would yowl in the middle of the night at the top of his lungs, meowing, and I didn't know, is he lost? Is he, what was going on with his brain? That type of yowling in the middle of the night. Yeah. So that concerned me. I felt like he was getting some sort of cognitive decline. The coconut oil does help with cognitive decline. And because it does when it converts to ketones, it actually crosses the blood-brain barrier. Right. And it can also convert to brain ketones, which basically feed the brain. So it really does help. There's a lot of studies in our website that you don't really have to take our word for it because there's studies out there in PubMed that actually that show how it can benefit the brain, cognitive decline, as well as seizures. Mct Oil helps with seizures as well.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. I knew about brain. And even like they recommend it for people with Alzheimer's and things like that.
Oh, yeah. So, yes. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But the seizures is fascinating. We've posted several studies on our website under reference, like learn more, and there's a reference link down below on studies on how MCTs help with seizures and seizure animals. And we've also have gotten letters directly from customers that say how since their dogs started taking the MCT, how their seizures have been almost stopped.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
wow.
they would say their dog hasn't had, that would have seizures at least 2 or 3 a month, would go 3 or 4 months without having an episode, you know. So, and then it was pretty amazing. And just so that we do have an MCT oil. So when I refer to MCT, I'm not talking about the virgin coconut oil. I'm talking to an MCT oil, which is more in liquid form, and it's a higher source of medium chain fatty acid. So that's the oil that they would take for the seizures.
I gotcha. Yeah.
And cognitive decline.
Yeah, exactly. And I've heard a lot of people use MCT oil, even for like the keto diets and things like that. That is so fascinating about the seizures, though. I'd never put that together.
Yeah.
So people are loving this information, by the way.
It's great. But aside from cognitive health, obviously it's great for animals with pancreatitis, with diabetes, thyroid issue, because being a thermogenic oil, it actually helps regulate your thyroid because it's connected. Your thyroid's connected to metabolism.
Exactly.
And because it helps with your gut. So it helps a whole host of what would you want to say? Gastrointestinal disorders.
Okay.
That's what I want. And lipid disorders, that type of thing, or even the coconut chips really helps with the fiber responsive diseases like IBD, colitis,
bowel kind of diseases and things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hairballs.
So, And one thing that cat owners have asked us and have been afraid about coconut oil was they would be afraid that their animals will get fatty liver disease or hepatic lipidosis. But
Yeah.
what cat owners need to know is feeding your animal or your cat fat, especially if it's raw fat,
Yes.
will not cause fatty liver disease.
Exactly.
Cats are carnivores, so they're so efficient at breaking down and digesting fats. It doesn't bother them one way or another.
It's not going to cause
It won't
fatty liver
cause,
disease.
yeah. What causes fatty liver disease, of course, is if the animal starves suddenly and stops eating and the animal is overweight. That's when that can happen, because then the body is starved for energy. It's starting to burn
From the
its
fat
own
source.
adipose tissue fats,
Yes.
fat from the body,
Mhm.
and then the liver is not equipped to handle that much weight loss that quickly,
Yeah.
and it gets sluggish, etc. But it's not, coconut oil will not cause
In
fatty
fact, it
liver
helps it.
disease.
I mean, it helps
It's, yeah,
provide the energy
Yeah.
so that your body doesn't have to do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
Yeah.
really good to know. And then
Yeah.
what about, somebody asked here, Laura Lee said, could it help with dental issues? Because, there's the thing called oil
Yeah.
pulling. A lot of people do oil
oh
pulling.
yes, yes.
But let's just say I don't know, should we be brushing our pets' teeth with coconut oil?
Yes, absolutely. And that's how we clean my cat's teeth.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier too, because they don't fight it as
They
much.
don't fight it. Yeah.
They
Exactly.
don't. They don't. And you know how coconut oil is antibacterial. So there's a lot of gingivitis and
Yeah.
bacteria in the mouth that cause tartar buildup and
Exactly.
yeah. So I'll get a gauze and dip it in coconut oil and just, work my little finger in there and clean their teeth and stuff. And they're fine with it. Half the time they're licking it anyway.
Yeah.
But it's easy to get it in, and just once the oil gets in, the gauze will actually get yellow and whatever food they have on their teeth, and it's such a great way to clean their teeth. And
great for oral health.
Yeah,
So
yeah. My cat's
cool.
teeth are great, thank goodness.
Because
Yeah.
I brush my cat's teeth every week. Some
Okay.
weeks I brush them twice.
Oh,
If
wow,
I can,
good.
when I'm on a good week. That doesn't happen very often. But I've been using a dental enzyme, but not a toothbrush and a toothpaste, because they don't like the toothpaste for pets. They
Yeah.
just hate it.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
they don't mind the enzyme stuff. But I am so excited to try the coconut oil on the toothbrush instead, because
Mhm.
I think that's amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's funny too is because during my cat's older years, he had a lot of earwax. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's when they get older.
Yeah.
So I would clean
Yeah.
his ears out with coconut oil, because his earwax sometimes would get hard, or not hard, that's the wrong
Aw.
word, but it was just accumulated a lot. So
Yeah.
I did clean his ears
Yeah.
every day, but
Yeah.
just to help it so it wouldn't get irritated, because the caprylic and capric acid in coconut oil actually kills yeast. So it helped with all the yeasty, so it kept his ears clean. It wasn't, it helped soothe any inflammation. So it's great for topical uses.
Oh
And,
yeah.
it really
and
is.
would it also kill ear mites? I've heard
Yes,
you can put it in there for ear mites too,
Oh,
because it
yeah.
suffocates
Yeah.
them, right?
yes, it
Yes.
suffocates them.
Yes.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, in the Philippines, what they do for head lice is they use coconut oil.
So they just
Yep.
like
Exactly.
Yeah, those little suckers.
Yeah, I mean,
they can't
we
live.
don't have that problem here in the United
no.
States. I do know that some people with little dogs or cats,
Or
little chickens,
kids.
that
Little
have. Well, I'm
kids.
talking about animals.
Oh.
But little kittens or puppies that
Yeah.
have fleas,
Yeah.
And
and
mine.
they don't want to use a chemical
Toxic. Yeah.
toxic thing to kill the fleas. Yeah, they can give it a bath, but sometimes it's just hard to kill those fleas. They
Right.
actually put coconut oil on the little puppies and kittens, especially if they're very young.
Their skin and fur.
Yeah. In the Philippines, we work with a rescue that they find so many stray kittens and puppies, and they are flea infested, mite infested, mange, just everything.
Yeah.
And some of the kittens are 3-4 weeks old. So you can't be
Yeah,
putting any
little
topical
feral
stuff.
cats.
They
No.
literally bathe them in coconut oil and just
rub it in
slab
their
them with
little
coconut
skin.
oil, and it kills all those
Parasites.
parasites. It heals their skin.
Oh
It's
my
amazing.
God.
Ringworm.
I mean, every skin disease that I
Yeah.
don't even know how to identify some of those. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
it's amazing.
I have a
Yep.
client who adopted a cat from the shelter. She just it was having a really, really hard time, and she couldn't just leave it there anymore. It's a place that she would volunteer. And so she took this cat home, and she was starting to like scratch all over herself and like had sores, you know? Well, after a round of revolution that the vet gave her, she's like, I'm not doing that anymore. What do I do? And it was mites. They were, it's like they weren't treating the right thing. Anyway, long story short, I just said, use the apple cider vinegar bath. So she was doing that every other day. But this is great to know as another option for cats who just have this horrible mite infestation.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
because it's hard to bathe cats.
Yes.
They don't necessarily want to get in a bath, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, especially with apple cider vinegar, because it can be it can sting sometimes depending on some animals.
Yeah, it's diluted like 1 cup of water to 1 cup of ACV. So at least it's not like direct 100%. That would definitely sting.
Right. Yeah.
But just the trauma of having to be bathed, you know,
cats
just don't want water. No.
Yeah. No, the oil is wonderful. Yes, they're a little greasy. Yeah. But you know what? Works its way out. I mean, the oil isn't bad. Like if you put coconut oil, or at least our coconut oil, on your skin, after a while, you're gonna find out that it's basically the acid mantle of your skin has like soaked up the oil. Yeah. And you're not like oil.
You're not oily.
You know, it's not, you're not oily. And I find that works for my animals. Sebastian tends to get the cat acne under his chin.
Yes.
And believe me, when I see that, I'll get like a little saline solution, you know, for like whatever, preservative-free saline solution for your ice, and a little and dab his chin and clean it out, right? Then I'll get coconut oil and I'll rub it in his chin. Literally, it's gone in a day. You know? So if I see a little black spot there, I'm like, is that cat acne? Come here, Sebastian. You know, and I just put the oil in his chin and it's gone. Yeah.
Right.
So, cat acne can get bad if you don't watch it.
Yeah. A lot of times it's caused by food sensitivities.
Yeah. That's what I heard. I mean, I rotate with protein. I know he eats well, and it's not. He's a boy. You know, he's just whatever. He's not like my perfect Scarlet, but he's perfect. She smelled good. She never scratches. She's a sweetheart. He's just, you know, whatever.
I have another question here. Nicole asked, what about heart health? How would any coconut products would you recommend for cats with heart issues? Because I know one of her cats, Diamond, is having some heart issues recently. So we're looking at supplements for heart and things like that. But any thoughts?
Yeah. Well, you know, fiber always helps. Coconut oil does help with heart health. We actually wrote a blog. Didn't you write a blog? I did. I wrote a blog on heart health. Well, the good thing about heart health is, and a lot of people are afraid, is will it increase the cholesterol in the blood? Right. Thus, is coconut oil thermogenic, meaning it'll clog the arteries? Yeah. And the answer is both no. Coconut oil has 0 cholesterol. It doesn't convert and turn to cholesterol. Right. So it will not clog the arteries. It's not a thermogenic. So it's really a great oil to give for energy, and it will not hurt the heart.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, because coconut oil is anti-inflammatory, it does help with protect cells, even heart cells, just all the cells in your body. Helps to protect it from free radicals. So it helps to protect it from inflammation. So it's definitely a good oil to give for that.
Oh, that's awesome.
It definitely won't hurt it.
Right. But it could be a great addition to add daily, like a small amount daily, just to the other supplements that you're giving in conjunction.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's really good to know.
Yeah.
You guys are just full of good little nuggets of information.
Well, I'll tell you, part of it is obviously we know a lot about coconut oil and lipids, but the other part too is experience. Yeah. And you go through life having cats and dogs. You go through the different ailments, and it's experience and you just see how it helps your animals. Amazing. Yeah. You see how it helps your teacher, your friends' animals. I mean, there is scientific reason behind a lot of the health benefits and studies, but when you actually see it help, you know, in your own life or in other people's lives, it's pretty amazing.
Well, and that's you're so right on. And then it's funny how we'll do a lot of these things for ourselves, but we don't think about applying it to our cats.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
And then there's like somebody will say something and you're like, huh, why did I think of that? You know,
Yeah.
You know, we do it for ourselves and it's just second nature. So it's funny how we, you know, I think the universe brings opportunities for us to teach us things.
Right.
And sometimes it's right in front of us and we just miss the lesson. So it's cool when we like get the lesson.
Right.
And then those lessons stop because, okay, we learned it. And then something else will come into our path, you know?
Right.
To teach us something
new. Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think people are also too quick to pull out pharmaceutical medications for whatever issues. They're so quick to pull out their antibiotics and penicillin and steroids and, you know,
not all, but not our audience.
Without trying to use food and nutrition to heal, you know, the whole body, which can affect all those other little ailments. So
exactly. I always try to tell people, try the natural stuff first.
Yeah.
And see if it's working. And if you've tried everything you can do naturally, then you may have to add something pharmaceutical to complementary to get the response that you want. But don't just ditch the natural supplements because I think they play a nice they play a role in supporting the body in a more natural way that the body recognizes, so it can be utilized a little easier and more effectively than a drug that actually works against the way the body naturally works. So a drug manipulates something.
Right. That's exactly right. You know, the funny thing is, and you mentioned this, but I also have seen this in reverse, where people will first try. Well, actually, you did say that, where they try the pharmaceuticals first, and then when it doesn't work, they go to the natural stuff instead of going to the natural first to see if it will work, and then if nothing works, then you might want to kick in something more powerful, you know, some pharmaceutical. Because we actually had a customer told us she had a golden retriever with an infection in his paw that just would not get better. I mean,
it was a cut, and then it
got worse, and it spread in the paw, and the vet did all kinds of
rounds of
antibiotics and penicillin, and it just wouldn't get. It might get a little bit better, but it just wouldn't. It just never got better. It was like one of those that would just persistently infected. Yeah, and she was so desperate, and she thought, let me just try it. Yeah, they tested it, and they found it to be MRSA. It was MRSA, methicillin resistant Staphylococcus bacteria, which is nothing could kill MRSA. So she was so desperate. The veterinarian suggested, I don't know if it's an antifungal or antibacterial type of drug that is so powerful and so dangerous that it could affect the dog's kidney and liver. Yeah. But that said, honestly, we've tried everything. And it's either this route or, you know, that was the next step. She was so scared to try it because she didn't want to affect the dog's kidneys and liver. Yeah. So she actually went to a retailer that sold Cocotherapy and told her about it. And she said, you know what? Why don't you try this? Yeah. I mean, it couldn't have hurt. Why don't you put it in the food, put it in the paw? I mean, it's like, try that. If it doesn't work, then do that scary step of this really scary. So she did. And she was so shocked that it hurt. Yes, in a few days she saw that the wound healing was starting to get better really quickly. She was really, really stunned.
And her vet was like, "What the heck did you put on this thing?"
She did bring it back to her. Yes, she did bring up the dog back to the vet, and the vet looked at it and like, "This is incredible." He was really stunned, and he said, "You know, whatever you're doing, just do it.
Just keep doing it."
And it was Cocotherapy and coconut oil.
Yeah, it was just the coconut oil, and obviously because we do know that the lauric acid kills bacteria. Yeah, and there's actually and fungi and viruses and virus and fungi and bacteria. So they really it's scientific. They actually have studies that show that it can also kill some of the virus and AIDS patients. it can decrease the viral load.
Mhm.
So it's pretty amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah. So
Wow.
that was
That
a great
is-
story.
That is so very cool. What a great, okay, so we've covered a lot of different ways to use coconut oil. Is there anything we haven't covered? Can you think of anything else? You've given us so many great tips.
Yeah. I don't know. No, but we do have a blog. If they go to our website and they want to read, they can do a search.
Yeah.
They search pancreatitis
By condition.
or
Yep.
they can search by condition or whatever. And we've written, it's years of writing
Yes.
and research. So if they have a question, they can definitely go check it out.
And then tell us how people can find you. What's your website, and are you on social and all that?
Yeah. So our website is cocotherapy.com. So coco and therapy, one word.com. That's where all the blogs are. We are on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Follow us. Yeah, you can follow us there, and we'll post our blogs there. I believe I posted a kidney one recently this past week.
Mm-hmm.
If they sign up for a newsletter, we send out newsletters with other tips and share our blogs. Like metabolism will be the next newsletter coming out. So yeah, lots of ways to connect and learn.
Yes. And then do you also share like success stories of clients of ways they've used your product? And because I think that's so powerful.
Yeah, we have a testimonial link, like is it under reference?
Yeah.
Or learn. A testimonial link. Plus there's
Videos.
a lot of there are videos, and there are also reviews that customers submit, so you can see product reviews. Yeah. And some of those reviews are fascinating.
They actually shock me sometimes.
Yeah, they write long for some of those
when
reviews.
I read them, I'm like, I know that coconut oil is very helpful, or coconut chips, or whatever they use, but just to read it and see how helpful
it really is an amazing
it's
fact.
very fulfilling to read because
it just reaffirms that what you know is true when somebody else says raving reviews and like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's so cool. I have one other question from Lindsay. She says, how long is the shelf life of your product, the coconut oil? She just found her jar of Cocotherapy oil and wanted to know how long should it last on the shelf?
it should last 30 months.
Oh, okay.
Our coconut oil is a very, very stable fat. It's being a saturated fat. It's super stable. It doesn't oxidize or go rancid quickly.
Perfect.
So it's actually we store all our coconut that we make every batch for up to 5 years.
And they have a lot number.
They have a lot number, and we test them for rancidity and breakdown. And we've had coconut oil that have lasted up to 5 years.
Wow.
So it's I mean, obviously it depends on the quality of the coconut oil. Some coconut oil has a higher moisture level than others. Those will probably break down a lot faster. But because ours is a very low moisture level and really high lauric acid content, it lasts a very, very long time.
Oh, that's great. And Marissa's dropped the link in the chat. So you guys, she's pinned it for your website and your blogs and your reviews and everything.
Oh,
so
nice.
Yay. So thank you, Marissa, for doing that. And before we wrap up, we do have a giveaway. So here's what we're going to do, you guys. We're going to use a hashtag, coconuts. So hashtag coconuts. If you are watching this video today, so you can just drop in the chat, hashtag coconuts, and then I'm going to do a drawing probably in a couple days, and then I'll post the winner on the Perfectly Holistic Facebook page, and I'll tag you guys, and so we'll see who wins the beautiful giveaway. And just tell us real quick what's in the giveaway. What are they going to win?
They're going to get a jar of the coconut oil, the therapeutic coconut oil, a hairball, which is the high fiber, which you can sprinkle in the food.
Yay.
Great for a hairball. They don't need to have hairballs, but it's great for fiber.
Yeah.
They also have our raw meat treat, I believe dehydrated, which has coconut chips in it, which is fantastic for cats who have a problem with protein. Not a lot, but so those 3 items.
Awesome. Well, guys, it has been so fun chatting with you and learning about your products and all the wonderful benefits of coconut oil. And I am so grateful for all you do and just putting out really good product and good information and just being just adorable representatives.
Thank
Coconuts.
you. Thanks
Oh,
for having us. This was really fun.
absolutely, absolutely. And if you guys have questions, be sure to go check out their website or connect with them on their Facebook and Instagram. If you have any questions at all about their products, they're so easily accessible to reach out to, and they will get back to you right away. But anyway, thank you so much. Have a beautiful
Thank
rest
you.
of your weekend.
Yay.
And I'm going to try one more time.
Aw.
Aylin says hi everybody. I'm a little sleepy now, so I'm going to be nice, right?
Aw.
Maybe not. What are you
Sweet.
doing? What are you doing? Say hi,
That's hi, baby girl.
She
Aw. She's shy.
no, she's really not. She's just her own boss.
Yeah. Yep.
She's
said
like,
it to be funny.
no, I just want to sit in my chair. So
Yeah. Aw.
she's sitting here with us. So
That's
anyway,
sweet.
no. Well, thanks again, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. And
Thank you.
next Friday night, I'm just going to make a quick plug. Next Friday night, we have Dr. Lynn Barr, and it's going to
Ooh.
be Ask Me Anything. So she's
great.
an integrative vet who started a toy company for cats, but she has a wealth of information on just holistic stuff for pets and cats. So you guys,
Yay.
you can just pop in and ask the vet questions. So it's going to
All
be
right.
kind of fun.
Thanks.
So
That'd be
anyway,
fun.
same time, same place, same bat channel next Friday
All right.
for
Thanks
another
for
cat.
having us, Pam. Pam.
Oh, you're welcome. And we'll see you guys soon. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. Thanks for
Bye.
coming. Bye.
Good night.